Hi, this is Dan Jones. I am with Light Reading here for OrbTV in Barcelona at Mobile World Congress. I'm here with Heavy Reading's principal analyst, Gabriel Brown. We're here to talk about Open RAN. So there's been a lot of announcements here at the show about Open RAN. You're going to help me understand them.
This Open RAN is something actually we've been kind of, in principle, interested in for a long time, and recently, sort of pre this event, we did a video for Light Reading about Open RAN and kind of the intent and some of the activities that's going on. What I think is really interesting is we've kind of formalised this through this ORAN Alliance, Open RAN Alliance, bringing in XRAN and CRAN Alliance, the kind of North American and Chinese groups, if you like, coming into it. This is sort of formalised from an operator level, quite interesting. And then you have all of this sort of telecom infra project-led stuff, the sort of Facebook-led or Facebook encouraged work around virtual RAN, and then generally a whole bunch of initiatives around virtual RAN, and so it's a very interesting piece. Quite a lot underneath it to unpick.
Right. What does it mean? I mean, I get that Open RAN is kind of trying to develop a system where it's easier to kind of build the architecture around that at the very least. But I mean, what does it mean for operators and vendors if some of these initiatives come to pass?
Well, there's actually quite a few aspects to it. I think the most important thing to look at is the person who's consuming the network, either deploying it and operating it, or an enterprise or a venue or someone who wants a network, is getting the network that they want, that they need for their purpose. Right. And so if this works, it will help customers get the product they want and so forth. Now, beyond that, there's a whole bunch of things. You could say, is it about white box radio units? Is it about virtualized baseband on, off-the-shelf silicon, that kind of thing? Is it, are we going to have open interfaces? And that type of thing. That's has an economic impact as well. Well,
yeah. I mean, from what I understand, or from my at least early kind of things of this, 5G is going to at least need double the density of 4G LTE, and that might be a very conservative estimate. So that kind of suggests that operators are going to try and look for ways to make deploying infrastructure and delivering services as cheap as possible, and possibly some of these initiatives will help with that.
It's about cost reduction for sure, no question, particularly as you're densifying. It's also about just being able to do things quicker, like speed of if you need this new particular band or this new solution or this new configuration. Right. If you're locked into 3 OEMs or 2 OEMs and you're not top priority for them, it's going to be slow. So it's actually getting an environment where it's not all about cost. That's obviously very important, but it's also about fast to what you want and actually getting the solution you want out of it.
Okay, well, maybe it's a bit hard to predict right now, but will this happen? I mean, we've seen a lot of these kind of, we're going to, make this base station architecture much more open. We've seen a lot of these kind of programs and initiatives over the year. Are you confident that this is the kind of crux point for this?
Yeah, that is an excellent question. I mean, the general rule of thumb is for an analyst is to say probably not quite. Yeah, I think in the end it's you shoot high and you get halfway.
Right.
If it achieves half of what these initiatives want, then they count that as a success. I mean, that's not what they say, but
of course, yeah. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Thanks, Gabe.
Cheers.
And I'm Dan Jones again for Light Reading and OrbTV.